Hello, welcome to week 4 recording. This week we're going to talk about the key terms. We're going to talk about Excel, which is a spreadsheet program designed to modify, edit, manipulate, and display primary numbers. It works great for taking income, expenses, inventory, and budgets. The reading assignment this week is Chapter 1 on Excel, worksheets, and charts. Chapter 2 on formulas, functions, and formatting. There's also 2 video tutorials, one on simple Excel formulas and one on basic Excel formulas. And I recommend that you look at those tutorials. They're under student resources in Blackboard. The assignments, of course, the discussion. You're to choose a key, any topic from the key terms, explain it. Don't forget that you need to do 3 responses and have an APA formatted reference. Week 4 assignment is due Sunday and it has 2 parts. The first part, you're going to create a worksheet and you're going to follow the Lab 1 directions on page EX 126. Then you're going to save that document as part 1. Then you're going to open that document and save it as part 2, and you're going to create a bar chart from your spreadsheet that you created. And then you're going to save that as part 2. You will compress your folder and submit that containing 2 Excel documents. If you only do 1 document, then you're going to lose points because I won't be able to see the difference between parts 1 and part 2. So make sure you have 2 documents. You also have the midterm. It can be only be taken once. Some things to review are the quiz from week 1, the recordings that I've done for weeks 1 through 4. Review the highlights in the textbook, which I'll be going over later, and then take the midterm when you're ready. So in part 1, you're going to copy down the information in the lab into your Excel worksheet, and you're going to add the title and the subtitle. Now to do the theme, you're going to go on the page layout tab and click themes and choose the truck theme. Now if you're not using 2010, you may not have this truck theme, so just pick another one that's sort of in that color scheme. And then to format the cells, you're going to go to the Home tab and go to Cell Styles. That's where you can choose, the heading, the title, whatever it is you're going to format the cell with. So under formatting cells, there's a couple of different ways to format cells. You can use the ribbon, the Home tab part of the ribbon. Merge, wrap text to center it, or you can use the Format Cell dialog box, which can be gotten in a couple of ways. One way is to click this little arrow here in the corner, or to right click when you're in the cell and choose Format Cell. Then you have several areas for formatting. You have the number, if you want to format it for currency, the alignment, and this is where you're going to merge your cell, wrap it, center it, whatever you need to do. Then on the border tab, you would choose your border, and you can choose the strength of the, the weight of the line, the color, all that can be decided. The color would be just, it was automatic, and then you could change the color of the border if you wanted to. Then to format the fill of the cell, you go to the Fill tab and you choose the color. Now to adjust the width, if you go to the border between the 2 columns, and you can adjust your width to the amount that it says by clicking on that. The formulas I've written here, you always start a formula with an equal, and I've written down what you need to do for each one, for the new balance, for the service charge, for the sum. The easiest thing for the sum is to do an auto sum. So for instance, let me go to so if I want to do auto sum here, if you click auto sum, it automatically highlights. And if it isn't what you want, then you can use the mouse to change it. Say if you wanted instead to auto sum here, you could just highlight that, and then when you hit enter, it would automatically fill it in. For maximum, minimum, and average is a little bit different. You have to click the FX. So when you're in, the FX is right by where you put your formula, right there. When you click the FX, you get a box. Oh, it's because I already have a formula in there. So for instance, if I click here and click the FX, it wants to know what do I want to do. Now, if you don't see what you're looking for, so for instance, max, average, and minimum are here on mine as most recently used. But if you don't see them in your list, click that down arrow and look for them, because they're in here in this list. And you would click all and then be able to find the ones you're missing. Alright, so let's go to max. When you say OK, then it's going to ask for the cell range. And then you can either type it in or you can highlight the cell depending on what range you want. So for instance, we want to know the max of this group of cells, and so we would highlight them and then they would show up there. Then when you say OK, it puts the formula down in the bottom. I'm not sure why it says value, but it's probably something that I did. So as you can see that I have those highlighted here, and that's the formula. And that's how I came up with these formulas, just by using that little function key. So I hope that makes sense to you. If you have questions, please let me know. Now for the conditional formatting, renaming the worksheet and adding the header. On the Home tab, you're going to click on the conditional formatting. That will open up the box here. Let me show you. So you're going to highlight the cell. Oh, let me get out of there. You're going to highlight the cell and you're going to click on additional formatting, and then you're going to choose whatever it is you want. You're going to click on new rule, because remember we're supposed to create a rule which the cell value is greater than 10, and that's how you do that with the new rule. Then when you click format, you can change the color and the font color and the fill color to make it red with white letters. Then when you click OK, then what it will do is highlight, it will only highlight the ones that are actually over 10. So that's why mine is highlighted like that. Now to rename a worksheet, you just right click on it. You can rename it. You can change the tab color, which is under tab color, whatever it is you want to do. To move a worksheet, you just left click on it and drag it. So for instance, in part 2, if I drag that there, then just as an example, that's how you do it. You just drag it. To insert a header, you go to the Insert tab, the Header and Footer. So let's go to the Insert tab, the Header, and you see that it allows you to put in the header, also the footer. And that's part of the assignment, so make sure that you include your name and the course. And you can put the page number if you want to. So this is the final worksheet for part 1. Then in part 2 we're going to create a chart. So you have to highlight the information that you want on the chart, and it tells you in the assignment how to do that. So you highlight the first section, then you hit Control and highlight the next section. Then you go to the Insert tab and you look at Chart, and you're supposed to do a 3D bar chart. So when you click on it, it automatically puts it in there. Because I already have a chart, it just automatically put it in there. But to move the chart, you're going to choose to have it in a new sheet, and you're going to name, you're going to give it a name, a bar chart. Now if you want it inside the object where it created it for mine, you would have it on this button. And then once you're finished, when you have it in a new chart, new sheet, it'll put it in the front, and you're just supposed to drag it to the back. Then once you have your chart, then you can do some formatting. You can right click on the chart area. So when we're in the chart, the chart area is this area over here, and you just right click on it, and you can you just have to be careful that you're on the chart area. You see, when you mouse over that area, it shows you. Then when you right click, it gives you the option to format the chart area, and then you can format the fill with the specified color. You can format the other things. Also, if you go to the layout, so you have chart tools at the top, there's also a layout which gives you the option of formatting the legend, formatting the title, the axis titles, the data, any of those things, the chart wall, the floor, the type of 3D that you have, whatever it is you want to format, you can format through there. So the series is, if you right click on this series, then you can format the data series, and that's how you do the fill color in green. You change it to green. That's how I did that. And let's see. And to create the title is also in that area too. And this is the final chart. Now you need to make sure that your chart has the information that's required, that it's the right type of chart, and that it's not on the same page as your spreadsheet. So you want it on a different sheet. There's a few things to remember from this week. The insertion point is a blinking vertical line that indicates where the next typed character will appear. When you merge cells, it involves creating a single cell by combining two or more selected cells. The comma style format causes the cells to be displayed with 2 decimal places and commas as thousand separators. And you do that in when you format it as a number, currency, whatever. When you copy a formula, Excel adjusts the cell references so that the new formulas contain references corresponding to the new location and perform calculations using the appropriate values. If you copy downward, Excel adjusts the row position of the cell references. If you copy across, Excel adjusts the column portion of cell references. These cell references are called relative cell references. If you want to increase or decrease column width significantly, you can right-click a column heading and use the column width command on the shortcut menu to change the column's width. As with column widths, when you decrease the row height to 0, the row is hidden. When printing, if you click Print Active Sheets, it prints the active workbook. Debugging is the process of finding and correcting errors in the worksheet. An alternative to increasing column widths or row heights is to shrink the characters in the cell to fit the current width of the column. Click Insert on the ribbon to display the Insert tab, and this is where you would insert your chart. Display the chart tools by clicking on the Layout tab and then click the Legend button to display the Legend Gallery. So the Legend Gallery is where you're going to edit the legend. On the Alignment tab, there's several things that you can do. You can rotate, you can indent, you can align top, bottom, center, or left and right align. So it depends on what you're wanting. You can also wrap, shrink, and fit. Shrink to fit and merge, all on that tab. When you put your mouse between the borders of the 2 columns, you get a split double arrow, and the Home tab is considered the primary tab on the ribbon. Here's the options for the autofill. So you can copy cells, fill formatting only, fill without formatting, and fill months. So it gives you a description here. I'm not going to read those. You can read them in the PowerPoint after I post it. So if you want to review the highlights in the textbook, go online. When you first log into the bookshelf, you're going to click on Manage, choose Subscriptions. You're going to put my email in there and click Add. Now if it doesn't add me to the subscription, I know some people have had problems, so I would suggest that you would go and add me as a friend. To do that, you click on Manage Highlights, click on Add Friend. You'll get this. So you put Donna Tavares and my email and save it. Then go back and try to add me to the subscriptions and see if that would work. And that's all I have for this time. I hope if you have any questions, you'll let me know.